Well, there are definitely times when it's nice to have a car that runs on both an engine supplied by gas and a battery. I'm back in Pearl today. We are at the car wash again. Yep, she needs a bath. And so I decided, since it is nice, it is 55 today. I know it's not supposed to stay that way, but it's windy as hell. Can you tell? Oh my gosh. Um, I just wanted to touch base with everybody today and give a little bit of an update. I started that amazing opportunity a couple of weeks ago. And, it's funny because I think about it, and from the interview, literally in the interview, the manager was like, "You'll hear from HR. We're going to extend you a formal offer." I kind of went into shutdown mode. Like, don't trust it if you don't see it. And so I got the offer letter and I did all of the requirements to be accepted: background, immunizations, God help me, all of the things that needed to happen. And I still didn't want to believe that what I was doing was starting a job. Uh, I did, though. And I want to call out that that is definitely trauma. And for those of you that don't really think about what trauma looks like, PTSD is not just this idea that, you know, one big thing happens to you, and from that, you struggle with um, events that are similar in nature moving forward until you work to resolve it. It's so much more than that. So, complex trauma, and the United States does not recognize complex post traumatic stress disorder. They call it chronic. So, CPTSD here in the US stands for chronic, not complex. And I'm really looking forward to the day when the US does catch up and really identify it as complex, because it really is just that. It's complex. It is not a single type of event, it is all kinds of small little events that kind of lead up to this ongoing concern with managing it every single day. And although I have done my therapeutic work, I spent almost 7 years going through therapy to resolve my trauma. And I think I do much better now than I ever did before. But I still deal with it. Complex trauma so often has to do with your interpersonal effectiveness. And if you don't know what that means how you manage relationships. For me, I struggle still with interpersonal effectiveness in stratified relationships. So, people who are um, in a hierarchy above me, and that's because my trauma comes from the hierarchy of my family. Dealing with family members, in particular, my parents, that had a tendency to really make promises and not keep them, or have tons of conditions on being accepted for just who I was. All of those pieces for a very long part of my life really had an impact on how I view other people, on how I trust other people. Um, at the end, I just had to learn that it was about trusting myself and not others, because even when you think you can trust other people, there is always that potential. If you have a history with that level of trauma, you have a history of believing that it can fall apart. People will let you down. People will go back on their agreements. And so this job was really a good recognition that even though I spent all that time doing my trauma work and going through the process of reprocessing those memories and developing trust within myself, that there's still this little tiny ember in me that if I don't keep it under control, will burn out of control. So this wonderful job, and I know that there's going to be a whole lot of people who look at this and they're like, you got to be completely out of your mind to enjoy this type of work. But I am an emergency behavioral response person. And what that makes me is pretty much just a negotiator, meeting people where they are, helping them try and de-escalate in the moment. That's always going to be the hope of it before escalating it. This is in a hospital setting. I'm kind of excited about that, just simply because I spent a lot of time dealing with people in crisis situations in the community, and there was always somebody who had more clout than me that I could call. I'm it now. The only person higher than me in this process of de-escalation is the RN that I will be relying on within my team, and I am so excited. I don't even know how to put it to words. I'm excited. I'm thrilled at this chance to see how a lifetime of skills in working in mental health can really impact people when they're at a point where they don't know what to do, or they can't reach that part of their part of themselves that would normally be online when crisis isn't happening. And so I'm super excited about that. My days will be long. However, while everybody else is working 20 days a month to satisfy their financial needs, I will be working 10. That's pretty damned exciting for me too, because it gives me lots of opportunity to keep doing this, and to take time to keep building what I want for myself. I am nowhere ready to give up and stop engaging with people, but it is kind of nice to have this idea that I will be able to spend more time with myself and do things for myself. Not quite sure what that looks like. There's a whole lot of writing that's happening in my life, but I'll tell you what, I'm sure enjoying a lot of time in my kitchen. I did not know I enjoyed cooking and baking as much as I do, but I'm pretty good at it, and I really do enjoy it. And in the meantime, I'm going to have to continue to manage my mental health. There's a shocker, right? Because I don't think we're ever fully recovered. I think we just get really good skills to learn how to manage the struggles that we're going to face, because we're going to face them. It's life. And hopefully I will continue to be mindful with myself. I will be allowed to keep the boundaries that I have to say, no, that's outside of my capacity, and people will accept that. And even if they don't, it's not going to fall on me. So I just wanted to share that with you guys today, let you know that I was keeping a big old secret for myself, not because of my trust, but because of real symptoms that happen for all of us. We are all at one point or another going to have to deal with symptom management, and sometimes my silence is my way of dealing with my own symptoms. If you have found any of this helpful at any level, please like and subscribe. It really does help me. It helps me to build out this platform in new ways. This channel is just the drop in the ocean of ideas, and I don't know where it's going to go, but I hope you guys will join me. I hope you'll come along for the ride. I'm excited to see what it brings. And for now, I'm just going to go and enjoy this beautiful day, and I hope you guys all do the same, and I will catch you next time.